Two dudes, one VHS. Rewind the time, no need to guess. Pop it in, press play, don't stress. It's a movie night, pure retro mess. Old tapes, big last memories flash. We're kicking it back when classics last. So grab some snacks and don't you fret. Two dudes, one VHS.
Hey guys, it's Roma. This is Alex. We're two dudes, one VHS. We are on location at my place today to do our very first live side-by-side review of a New Year's movie. And again, Happy New Year's to everybody. It's 2026. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
And Roma's taking the lead on this one. If you guys watched our pre-watch last week,
Yep.
You found out we're doing Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 2, one of both of our favorites, actually. I think it's better than the first one, but I'll get a lot of hate for that one.
It's got a lot of good moments.
A lot of good moments. The first one was good. Everybody remembers the Stay Puft Marshmallow. That's about it.
Right.
Well, and more stuff, but it's a memorable one. The second one is a lot more memorable for me. So,
okay,
you want to start with like the cast, or do we already know how the cast is going?
Hey, you're taking the lead on this one, man.
I know, and I didn't bring any.
I'm just a spectator.
I didn't bring any IMDb stuff for it. This one already, so I just got my little script right here of all the things that I got. So, we all know Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. Other two's, I don't know the other two's names. So bad. I am so bad.
We've talked about this. He's so
bad
at this.
We did. I am so bad at this.
Okay, so we've got Ernie Hudson. And Egon is Harold Ramis.
Right. Rest in peace.
And then we've got Rick Moranis.
Yep.
As Tully.
Sigourney Weaver's in this one still.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah. Annie Potts is Janine. Who else is in this one? Cheech?
Yes.
Cheech
is in this one.
Cheech Marin.
It's a starstruck kind of cast. Everybody who's in there is a well-known name now today.
Damn, I forget his name. The guy who plays Janosch. Super funny actor.
Yes.
Super funny.
He's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Directed by...
No clue.
Ivan Reitman. Fun fact, both of Ivan's kids are in the movie.
Really? Do you know what they play in there?
Yes. His son, Jason, which is his older, is the director of the new Ghostbuster movies, like Afterlife and Frozen Empire. He's taken over the reins.
He's done a good job so far.
Yeah, they're good. Let's see. Who else is in it? I don't know. Anybody else?
And that's all I remember is the main ones.
Okay.
And I don't even remember their names.
Oh, well, how about Vigo?
Vigo.
Von Homestead. William Von Homestead, I think it is.
Was he in anything else after this one?
Well, he was in Die Hard.
Oh, yes, that's right. We did talk about that.
He was the goon that dropped the bazooka.
Yes.
On the way to setting it up. Did you know that he was dubbed over?
In the Die Hard? Or
in this?
Really?
Yeah, so that's not his voice.
So who plays his voice?
Another random guy.
That's
I can't remember the name. But it's funny because he had no idea he was being dubbed over and didn't find out until he was sitting at the movie theater.
Are you serious?
And the movie came on, and he was like, what the fuck?
Well, I'd be pissed too if I got casted for something and they dubbed over my entire lines.
He stormed out, was pissed off, called the director.
Oh, wow.
Just lost his mind.
Wow.
And apparently, if you look into this dude's history, shady.
Really?
Like, he was perfect for Die Hard. Like, he was shady AF.
Really?
Like, domestic abuse. He was a boxer for a while. His father was a boxer. He got some criminal history. He's
so
bad.
Is he Russian?
No, I don't think
German.
he was. I think it was German.
German? Still German mob, Russian mob, same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. Okay.
Shady.
Let's move on. So
you got
your notes.
So I got my notes.
I forgot my printout, so it's
okay.
on my phone.
So we're going to start off with the underground prologue. Basically, you get a scene of the underground city of New York, and the camera moves slowly down into abandoned tunnels of the subway lines, and you see Slime River flowing under the city of New York. It's bubbling, it's pulsing, echoes from the city above, traffic and everything all over the place, and then nothing. It just shows the ooze, and that's it. And then it goes to the logo of Ghostbusters 2. That's what I see.
I had never been to New York at this point, as you know.
Yep.
Because we went together.
Yes, we did.
But I'm assuming at the time, I just assumed that was normal. Ooze was That's just New York stuff.
Mind you, when we went there, we were pretty scared because people were like, "Don't go on the last car of the subway." And when we do the first time we go on the last car of the subway.
It was dead though. It was empty.
It was empty, but maybe there's a reason why it's empty. Nobody told us why, but yeah, it was good. We open up. Obviously, the logo Ghostbusters 2. Flashback is a little 5 years, or sorry, flash forward 5 years have passed since the Ghostbusters saved New York in Ghostbusters 1. And there's basically they're kind of like dying. There's no more ghosts. There's no more work. There's no more nothing. They're just waiting for the calls. People are now doing other things. You got Peter's psychic talk show. Right. That was pretty funny because he's not really psychic. Winston's doing birthday parties. Egon's doing some lab work stuff. And, what's his name? Dan Aykroyd is still thinking that Ghostbusters are going to be alive, and he's waiting for everything, right?
He's doing his occult store. What was I going to point out, though? In the very first scene, that's the stroller scene.
Yes.
And she rolls over some ooze, the ooze that came through the cracks.
Yep.
So you got a little bit of it. Was it because of that ooze that the stroller was possessed?
Well, we're going to get to it in the movie. If you recall, when the ooze has music or certain kind of frequencies, radio waves, anything like that, it becomes active. It does things, right? So I'm assuming because of all the city work that's going on and all the noise from New York, maybe that's why it did what it did. Okay. That's my theory on it, because again, it was all, they figured out that certain radio frequencies or certain sounds make the ooze do certain things.
I'm just
because I don't think it was actually possessed.
Well, it did something. Because it knew when to turn, it knew when to stop.
I guess.
It had its own life for that short little bit.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was. Maybe it was just being controlled by the ooze.
Yeah, it's weird because what if somebody steps in the ooze? Now, do they all of a sudden turn, the shoes start just running around?
Are they now puppets?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if it was just because it was the baby.
Well, I thought about that too. Is this a Vigo thing? But Vigo doesn't know about the baby yet. Because it's later on.
But the ooze might, because the ooze is part of Vigo, is it not?
I don't know. Maybe we're dwelling on this too much.
We're analyzing it way too early.
But, so when it did move, so Dana's talking to the landlord or whoever it was.
Yep.
Having a conversation, and we see the stroller just creep away about, 3 feet.
Yep.
And then she looks back down as she's talking. Are you stupid? Is that where you stopped your cart? Well, that is not where the stroller was. Why are you not oh my God?
Yeah. Well, she was a terrible mom.
Okay.
She's a terrible mom. Let's be honest. She was a terrible mother.
She did name the baby after a wiener.
I didn't even put that together. She did. So you passed my part of the stroller.
Go back.
So no. You already did all the stroller incidents. So then, what does Dana do at this point? She contacts the Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Reconnects with Peter, and their interaction is awkward as F because of their unresolved intimacy issues that they had between each other. They half joking between each other, but Dana's taking it seriously, and Peter's not. Obviously, Peter's a grown man, but he's a 5-year-old at heart.
Okay.
Like every man. We are old, but we act very immaturely.
Some of us do very immature things like podcasts.
Yeah, well, it's not immature.
Don't judge.
We're not judging. I don't think it's immature. I just think it's something that we needed to do. So then at this point, Ray and Egon go and investigate Dana's building to see what's going on, see if they can find any kinetic energy in the building and any readings of anything like that. So what do they find? They find some really strong readings in her hotel room.
Right. Okay. I got a question, though, because now we're basically at their back, essentially. They're working together.
But Egon and Ray are just working together. Right. Everybody else is kind of still doing their own thing. They still don't want to believe that ghosts are back.
But I think at this point in the movie, we've already seen Ray with Winston doing the birthday party. So my first point I want to bring up, the boy who tells them they're full of crap, or my dad says you guys are full of crap. That's the director's son. That's Jason Reitman, who's doing the new Ghostbusters. Okay. We've already seen Egon in his lab doing the tests on these different people. One girl where I think it's a puppy. They bring in a puppy. They measure her readings.
I don't remember that part.
And then they take the puppy away.
Oh, right, the brainwaves and all that. Yeah. Okay.
That
okay.
girl is the daughter.
Okay.
What else was there? At the birthday itself. So obviously they're hard up. There's no ghosts for whatever reason. 0 ghosts in the world now. They're broke. So did you put any thought into why are they broke? Why are they doing birthdays?
Well, they spent all the money on all the equipment inside the firehouse. They had to get a ghost canister to hold all the ghosts that they caught. Paying for the energy costs on that because, Egon is smart, but he wasn't smart enough to create his own arc reactor like Tony Stark to provide power, right? So I think that they wasted all their money on the fire station, all the equipment, all the upgrades to their backpacks, everything. They use all this money to invest into Ghostbusters, but in reality, they've gotten rid of all the ghosts in Ghostbuster 1.
But now also, at the end of the first movie, spoiler alert, the roof blows off of the firehouse. The containment unit blows up.
Right.
There's a huge hole in the building. How did they fix it? Was it ever fixed?
Was it an insurance claim?
Because, well, I doubt it. I don't think insurance will
cover something like
it.
that.
We find out that the mayor stiffed them on the bill for that big job that they did.
Right.
So if the mayor didn't pay, chances are the Environmental Act or whatever that Walter Peck guy was from, there probably were a ton of fees too.
That's true.
They probably got hit with penalties and fines. Maybe they were taken to court too. So I think they lost everything.
You know what? You're probably right. It is New York, and everybody sues everybody, so it's possible that they got taken to the cleaners.
They were desperate. Birthday parties. And then Ray, I can't remember, but did Ray have money? Yeah, because he fronted the money for the business. In the first one.
Yes.
By mortgaging his house or something. I can't remember. It was something like that. Mike, we should do a rewatch
of the first one before we did the second one. Now
no,
we're
don't be
doing
ridiculous.
We're going backwards, but that's okay.
Yeah, so maybe he had some money, which is why he could open up his little magic store.
Maybe
he's at least got that. Egon's got the science thing he's fallen back on, wherever that may be.
Peter's
doing the TV show because Pete's a talker. He got into something like that. What's Winston doing?
Winston's doing the birthday parties. That's about it with Ray.
So that's all he's doing? They didn't show him have his own thing like the other three had.
And you know what? I hate that he got the short end of the stick on this. Like I guess he's coming back now into the new
and now
movies,
he's wealthy.
And now he's wealthy and stuff like that. I think they did him dirty in like the first two, honestly, and now they're recouping it and making up for it in the new ones.
They did the actor dirty too in that first movie.
Yes,
he was paid $10,000 for the movie, and then after agent fees and all that, he cleared under $400.
Are you serious?
Wow. He said that.
So what did he get for the second one?
I don't know. This interview was way back, I saw.
So yeah, I think they did him dirty in both movies. He got the shit end of the stick for even the jobs after Ghostbusters 1. Like he's doing birthday parties and all the kids hate him. They think that he's a joke, right?
Yeah.
That ghosts aren't real, but obviously they were at one point.
Right. And were you going back to Peter's TV show at all, or is that all past?
I passed that.
Okay, so on the TV show, he's got those two. The one loony woman who got abducted and taken to a motel by an alien, and then the other guy who predicts the end of the world is going to be on New Year's.
Right.
Which he was right.
Right. He was right.
And then off air, Peter's mocking the guy, and I thought we were going to get real psychics. Dude, you had a real psychic.
He called it. He basically predicted
and you have no idea.
I wonder if he actually went, if in the storyline, if they have maybe a deleted scene or a cut scene where they went back to that guy.
Yeah, it would be funny if he did the show another episode and brought the guy back. But at that point now, the Ghostbusters saved the day, so the world didn't end. So he is wrong.
I guess that's
true. It didn't end.
I guess that's true. It didn't. But if the Ghostbusters didn't get back together and reunite, it would have ended.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Right?
So
funny. That is funny.
Did you know that Dan Aykroyd's huge into the occult?
Oh, is he?
And that his family is?
Really?
His father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather.
Oh, really?
Oh, there's a documentary about it.
I had no idea.
his great-grandfather created a radio frequency thing for listening to ghosts, and
Oh, wow.
they were huge into spiritual stuff, which is why Dan Aykroyd came up with the idea for the movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty. There's a documentary out there about it.
Hey,
It's
I
pretty
can
cool.
see Dan Aykroyd as that. Like, he's a funny guy. He's, you know what I mean? Like, he's not into that. I didn't see him into something like that, but that's kind of cool. And especially he's got his hands in it type of thing. He's the one that came up with the story, right?
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
Carry on.
That's okay. I'm not good at this. So Alex has got the movie brain, so he knows more facts than I do. I had to watch the movie like twice. So
I watched it on Disney Plus this morning.
so it's fresh in your head. So at this point now, they're investigating her apartment. That's where we left off. They do discover some slime river. So Ray and Egon descend into the underground tunnels and find the river of slime. Ray scoops up some of the slime in a container and it's pulsing, and he believes that it's alive and it's physical interaction with it right now. So they realize that there is some life to this slime. Now, do you think that, like, how long do you think the slime's been under the city?
See, I was thinking about that too. So it's their first venture, and they found some. There are the gas guys, the electricians.
Yeah.
They're always working under there, and no one has ever seen it. And
anything?
we find this out later at the court that the guy says, I've been working for 30 years. I've never seen anything like this.
So,
well, when was the last time you were down there then?
Exactly, but that's the thing is, like, it's a river. It's going underneath the whole city of New York. Yeah. They just happen to find this one spot that has a large quantity of it. So, like, how long has it been there?
Yeah.
And how has nobody in New York seen it?
Yeah, it's weird.
It makes zero sense.
Yeah. Maybe the Ghostbusters are actually mental, and it's not really there. This is all a delusion.
It's all a delusion. It's all in their mind. Mm-hmm. So then how do they collect the sample, though?
Yeah. I can't think of everything, man.
Oh, I guess.
It's all about time travel.
We're back to the time travel. Back to the time travel. So, they bring the slime back to their apartment, or Egon's lab, and they run a lot of tests on it. And nothing's working. And then finally, by mistake, they realize that music is making it do some funky shit. And it starts bouncing all over the place. It starts moving. It starts doing all this stuff. But it was moving before. Now, the other thing that I was bringing up this question for is the music is, New York is really loud.
Yeah.
Really loud. It's a really loud city. We were there. We saw Times Square. It's a very loud city. Doesn't matter where you are. Has this stuff never reacted to any of the noise or music that was in New York?
Maybe it's such a big river because it is reacting. It is expanding. Like we see in the courtroom scene, it bubbles up.
Yeah.
It expands pretty quickly. So maybe it has only been under there for a couple of days, but the amount of population, the noise, the anger, the music, maybe it just went like from
New York
stream to a river
in like 3 days. But again, like New York has been New York forever.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think they're implying that it's been bubbling under there for 5 years since the last events, though. So I don't know.
So
one thing though, you've skimmed over a couple things.
I tend to do that.
One very funny line that I like is when Egon talks about how the word is epidemis. I think she's more interested in my epidemis.
What the frick is epidemis?
So I didn't know either, but I've always laughed at it because Egon's such a nerd that him throwing out a big word like that was just funny.
Okay.
But an epidemis, let me read my notes, is a tightly coiled tube located behind each testicle that stores and matures sperm. So I think what the joke actually is that she's just into his sperm. She wants to have a baby with him because he's a genius. He's going to create an amazing child.
I guess. Okay, that makes sense.
I thought that was funny.
Did Egon ever get married?
Yeah, because in Afterlife, that's his
grandkids.
Yeah.
Right.
With the music about the slime, so you breezed right over the toaster, the dancing toaster, right?
Oh, right. I forgot about the dancing toaster.
That's when we see that they figured out that it dances. Did you not notice the pneumatic pistons making the toaster bounce?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Like, no attempt to hide it whatsoever.
Like zero.
Like, you could see it.
You could see it going up and down.
Put something in the foreground
But
shots.
you also got to
It just
realize
hides
too
it.
that there's the technology back then too wasn't there to hide certain items like that. Even if you did have those in the front, people are gonna
Put a coffee cup in front of anything
or
at
a little
all.
skirt on the bottom of it so
Well,
that it hides it. But
so-
you're right. But now you're asking too much for like the late 80s,
I know, but come on.
right? Like
All this practical effects and special effects, and they couldn't just put something in front of the toaster to. Because now every time that scene comes up, that's what I look at is those
the
pistons, and I watch them as they're springing.
Right.
Like, you're
But then
taking it away from me.
But then you got other items that happen in there that are amazing that you don't see how they did it, right? So like the one-off, come on.
That's not a one-off. We'll talk.
Okay,
There's
never
another
mind.
one.
So I don't know how to pronounce say his name. It was Janos.
Oh, Janos.
Janos. That's what it is. Is now introduced at the museum. He's a socially awkward guy, eager for other people's approval. Like he's a very ass kisser. Like he needs to have validation from everybody, and I hated him. I really did. I did not like him at all from the beginning. He's just too much of a kiss ass. He's too much of a yes sir, yes ma'am, yes everything. It's like, dude, you are a villain. You need to be a villain's like sidekick, 100%. You don't have the mental capacity to be on your own. So he reveals the big massive painting, the big painting of Vigo, and he looks into his eyes and his eyes shimmer, and he looks at that. How do you think? Like, I'm trying to figure out how they did that because it wasn't like lights behind the actual painting, and it wasn't like it was a camera layover. Do you know how they do like the film layover to do it? How do you think they did something like that?
I couldn't even.
And then he gets like hypnotized by the one little fucking twinkle. Like, what is wrong with you?
One funny line that Janos has was when we first see him, and we understand this guy's a complete dink. I wrote down the line, but the accent is going to elude me. He's walking by this one woman who's working at her desk, doing her thing, and he says to her, "Everything you do is bad. I want you just to know." And she was just like, "What?" It was pretty funny.
That was his accent was on point as well to make him the way that he is. Yeah. So it worked out for him. So we go based on after this point he reveals himself. Vigo now communicates his history to Janos about everything that's going on, how he's the villain fueled by domination and ego at this point, right? Vigo exploits Janos' insecurity and promises him purpose and makes him his loyal subject, basically. He does everything. Now, did he hypnotize him, or do you think he's just we're probably going to get demonetized on this one. You think he's just a bitch? It's
got to be more than that, because we later on see him. He gets turned into a ghost.
Right.
So it's not just hypnotizing. Something has actually happened. Now, I don't know if Vigo pulled Janos' spirit out of his body to send him after Oscar, because he's flying through the air as that maid, or nanny or whatever. Or did he physically turn him into this spectral being? I don't know. But it's more than just hypnotizing.
But did he have that power while he was in the painting?
He had a lot of power while he was.
Did he have a lot of power? Like, I know
he had the control over the slime.
Right.
He had control over him. He hypnotized Ray a little bit later on. He starts that fire in the photo booth. All just from being in the painting. He's got a lot of power.
But was he getting the power because the slime was getting more and more in New York?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, like, I still don't know the full correlation between the slime and Vigo.
Yeah. The slime is more, isn't it just more the hatred, the anger, all the bad feelings of New York? And he feeds off of that. That is what activated Vigo? Because I'm assuming that painting hasn't been alive the whole time. I think it's the slime. Maybe there was a deleted scene. Maybe something happened where some slime got on the painting.
Oh, I guess.
And activated him. Maybe because they don't really talk about that.
Yeah. They don't really say anything of how the painting comes to life. Yeah. Right? Like, they literally just pull the sheet off. He hypnotizes Janos.
Where did the painting come from?
Where did it come from? And that's the other thing. Like, where did it come from? Because it doesn't say where it came from in the movie either. They just say it's a new acquisition for them. And then they just reveal it, and Janos is...
So if he has been alive and capable of doing all these things from inside the canvas, was he doing them elsewhere? We don't know.
Right.
Why is it just now in New York?
And
where
who
he's
provided that new exhibit?
Yeah.
Like, was it somebody else who had a story about trying to destroy New York at that point? Maybe they knew the history of the painting.
Maybe they had it at their house and it was haunted, and they were like, "Get this
shit out of here! Get it out of here!"
I don't know. Yeah, there's so much with it. And there was another thing that I think you missed when they look at the slime river. So they're hanging Ray down in the hole, right?
Right.
And he collects that
the sample.
He collects the sample at that point. But that scene with the cops, with the Con Edson guy, and they're ad-libbing. It's a movie, it's not ad-libbing. But in their world, they're ad-libbing that they're there doing the construction. And it's just, I found it so funny. Ray comes out with this stupid accent to be like a typical New Yorker.
A New Yorker construction worker / like electrician guy.
Then Egon clearly isn't the funny guy like Ray is or Peter is, so all he's got is yo.
yes, that's true.
It was still gold.
They still get everything done at that point.
The telephone lines are over there.
Yes.
It was great when they pull Ray up. Oh no, so those were two different occasions.
Because they get a second sample at that point.
So no, because Ray is up first when the cops are there. Then Ray goes down. The cops come back with the Con Edson guy.
Right.
And that's when Ray is down. On his way up, he hits that pipe, blows out the power. And then I have a question. So let's say the power were to go out right now.
Yeah.
Now, besides this fire, which is really hot, how many candles do you have? Where are your candles and your candle holders in the emergency of a blackout? Go.
I don't have any.
Neither do I. Everybody has candles. Dana comes out. She's got that with that one finger holding candlestick holder. Like, what the hell? Like, was this just an 80s thing?
Maybe power outages were a huge thing in New York. Rolling blackouts. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know.
You got to remember.
Obviously, I've got a flashlight right here, so I don't have to worry about it.
How long does the battery last on that, right? If your power's out for a long time, too, right?
I don't... Well, but I don't know. Like, maybe in the 80s, flashlights were expensive.
You know what batteries were? I don't know.
I was just like, I don't know where a candle is.
I don't think I have a candle anywhere in my house. I'm trying to think now, and I don't think I have candles anywhere.
I have one lighter, which is for lighting birthday candles. When we have birthday cakes.
I have tons of lighters. I'm a smoker, so I got tons of lighters. I have no worries about that. But now that I come to think of it, you're right. Maybe I should have some candles in the house in case we do have rolling blackouts. All right. Note to self: I need to get myself a kit for the home in case the power goes out. So at this point now, Ghostbusters are all now summoned to the court.
Right.
They're basically apparently violated a restraining order, and they're being treated as frauds and nuisances at this point. And the judge is mocking the Ghostbusters, and it's causing a lot of negativity. And you can see they do a little scene of the ooze getting bigger and all that other stuff. So I'm just wondering why. So now this brings back to what you were saying at the beginning. So what the hell did they get a restraining order for? Right?
Right.
Now it's making more sense. They're treated as frauds. So now this is probably going against all the class action lawsuits that they had against each other. So maybe you're right. Maybe that's why they were broke.
Well, I can't think of it, but I don't think they had a restraining order before court because Tully says they'd be violating their restraining order that he got from that lady. So I think the prosecutor had just filed the restraining or whatever Tully calls it.
Yeah.
Order at that point. I don't know if there was one before that told them they couldn't act as Ghostbusters until this court proceeding started.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because now that I'm thinking about the court stuff, like it's all what you're saying may actually be true, that they were broke because of all this court, but now you just threw a wrench in that one.
I don't know, yeah. God, I love that courtroom scene, though. It is one of my favorites of the whole movie, and one reason why I really love it
is just the courtroom scene?
The courtroom scene. I thought the dialogue was great. The Scoleri brothers was awesome.
The Scoleri brother attack, yeah.
What I didn't like was my issue number 2. So it was the toaster first.
Yeah.
Now it's the beaker with the ooze in it. Did you notice what was lifting the beaker?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, when you look at it, there is an air bubble underneath the beaker. It's clearly being pumped.
Somebody's pumping it
from under the table or something, because you could see it lifting up the jar and then it drops. And it lifts the jar again. You know, it's doing the same thing as the toaster, but they didn't want such a violent action like the toaster. Right. So it was just a balloon that was being inflated and deflated in it. So again, the table was covered in stuff. Put something in front of it.
Papers, files,
just cover
whatever,
that a little bit. It takes away from the magic for me.
But it's a small piece of the movie.
I know, but
you're being picky at this, brother.
They're doing so good with the practical effects. Just take that extra care and hide what you're doing. Like in the court too, there's a scene where you can see a string or a rope pulling a chair. Like these little things.
Right, right. So going based off that, you were just talking about the Scoleri brothers attack. So basically at this point, the criminals are manifested in violent ghost form now in the courtroom and attack the courtroom. So now all the judges and everybody now are humbled at this point because they're, again, ghosts are real. They know, they've seen it. Everybody in the courtroom has seen it. They're now looking at everybody and thinking, what? I see what.
There's just one more thing, again, with the courtroom, but you finish your point because it just came to my mind and I'm like,
so everybody gets humbled at this point, but they still feel that the Ghostbusters are just frauds at this point. Even though that they've seen the ghosts, they still are like, you still can't do your job. You still can't be Ghostbusters.
Well, the judge was like, okay, I believe you.
I guess, but everybody else wasn't. Everybody else was still jerks to them, right?
Right.
So the only one that was humbled was the judge.
Yeah,
at that point,
and the prosecutor who got thrown
out.
Yes,
that's right. I forgot about that. The prosecutor, yes, the one that got thrown out. So, what were you just thinking?
My question?
Yeah,
this is a deep, deep question.
Is it really?
So, we've already talked about how Winston got the shaft.
Yeah,
a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
So he obviously wasn't arrested because he wasn't out there on the sewer digging up that hole.
Right.
Which, by the way, that was shot in L.A., not in New York. Just odd fact. Anyways, so we see Winston. He's there. He's at their table. He's talking to them. Tully's there. Winston's in the courtroom. He's got a suit on. And then he's not.
I did not notice that.
Like, granted, he's not going to sit with the defendants because, hey, this is on you guys. But, you know, behind the little fence with the saloon doors, you'd think he'd be sitting somewhere right there. But no. In the shots where you could see both sides of the defense and prosecution and the whole courtroom, and you see like the pimp and the gangster guy, you know, all these people sitting there. Yeah. Winston's not sitting in the courtroom. So he had this brief conversation and then pieced out.
Well, it doesn't...
I don't know. Again, like they don't show us what he's up to besides that one birthday scene.
Right.
He's in a suit. He's at the court. Was he there for another court case? Is he a lawyer? Is he working somewhere in the building?
So,
because he was not present for their
case.
He took off. When everybody was, if he was in there, obviously, he'd hang around. He's a Ghostbuster too.
But maybe he's just trying to avoid being associated with them at this point.
I didn't see him during any of it. Any of the talking, any of the witness interrogations. He wasn't sitting in the crowd at all. So he left the room.
Yeah, he left the room, but you can tell me, because I don't remember. So in the movies where he's now wealthy, do they explain how he got wealthy again?
I think they do, but I haven't watched Afterlife in a while.
Okay, because like maybe he was trying to do something in the court for his wealth.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, like he's doing birthday parties. He's not really associated with any of them throughout the entire movie. Maybe he's just trying to keep his distance so he doesn't get sued.
But he is, because him and Ray are at the birthday using Ecto.
That's true.
So he's still affiliated with the fire hall because Ray could be doing these side birthday gigs by himself.
Right.
But no,
maybe you're right. Maybe he was there for a different lawsuit. Maybe he was Maybe he was.
But like I said, anyways, the dialogue was hilarious. When Peter's up on the stand and he is feeding Lewis his lines. And Lewis is a horrible lawyer, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
Just great. Just great. Or when Peter's talking to the prosecutor, and he's like, listen here, pussycat.
But that's Peter too, right? So
just so good.
So good.
So
that
funny.
Is so good.
Yeah. That whole courtroom scene. The judge, perfect, pissed off judge. We covered My Cousin Vinny.
Yep.
This is a very different judge.
Compared to that one, yes.
Yeah. This was, yeah. Sure, that judge also, he threw his gavel down a lot and he gave Vinny a lot of trouble, but this guy was just an ass. He had enough of it right from the get-go with everybody. Yeah, so great. The Scoleri brothers, they're ghosts, the damage they do, the fact that they're tied to the judge, to the ooze that was in the courtroom because the energy off of the judge fed the ooze, which created the ghosts.
Right.
Just awesome.
Yeah, that was good. The judge was really good. I think you're right. I think this was the peak scene for the entire, one of the peak scenes for the entire movie.
Right.
Because now at this point they get to suit up again.
Right.
Which is technically an illegal suit up because they're banned from being Ghostbusters, but they redeem themselves in front of everybody because now they're suited up and they catch the ghosts and everybody's like in awe again, like they're popular again. They're heroes. They're back at it, and everybody's just looking at them as if they never left.
Yeah, and then so as soon as the court is done, they've caught the ghosts. Everything's back to normal. Yeah. Like the next scene, it got a brand new ecto, and the fire hall is fixed
back
up,
open and fixed up.
And not only is ecto all cleaned up, but it's got a bunch of new electronics and stuff. Okay, now where did this funding come from?
I was going to say, where did they get that money from?
Because the judge didn't pay them for busting the Scoleri brothers.
No.
All of a sudden, they've got money.
I'm wondering if this is now... So they caught the Scoleri brothers. This is months later?
You think so?
Again, I can't say they don't show it, right? But that's the only thing that makes sense, or it's a really big freaking loophole that the director missed on this one, because it has to be either it was a prolonged amount of time or they got money, an investor from somewhere.
Yeah. And they don't really talk about, so here's why it can't be too much time.
Yeah.
So we know it culminates on New Year's.
Yeah.
Okay. But nobody talks about Christmas. We don't see any gifts. We don't see the 25th. So we are clearly in an area between Christmas and New Year's. So all of this must take place over a couple of days.
Yeah.
So let's say it's Boxing Day.
So it can't even be a couple of months. You're right.
Yeah. This all happens quick.
Yeah. So I don't know. So they have to have had some secret investor, or who knows, the judge may have forgiven them, right? Because you said that the city never paid them and stiffed them on the last one, right? Maybe the city now at this point said, you guys did something good here, we're not going to stiff you, here's what we owe you.
I don't know.
But again, very big loophole in the movie for the director not to tell us what happens, right?
Yeah.
Again, there may be a lot of scenes that are cut on the floor that aren't in the movie. Right? That would explain all of these situations. We don't know until somebody says something about it, right?
Right.
So now at this point, they're all in their new fire hall, like we just said, and they're testing the slime again on objects. And they realize that certain emotions cause certain responses from those items. So like insult causes aggression, praise causes joy, funny, it reinforces everything. Like there's different emotions do different things. So they realize that the theory is that Egon created this for himself to get possibly power. They don't know who Egon is at this point. Sorry, let me rephrase that.
Who doesn't know who Egon is?
The Ghostbusters. They're not sure who Egon is yet. Or not Egon. Vigo.
Okay.
Why did I say Egon? I have no idea.
Know who Egon is.
They don't know who Vigo is, but they're assuming that this ooze is powering something.
Okay.
So how do they know this? Like, how did they figure this out? How do they know that it was powering something? Like, in my head, I would just think that this ooze is trying to take over New York.
Okay.
Right? Not really power something. Like, just destroy, flood New York with all the emotion because they figured out anger, aggression causes it to go nuts and increase and enlarge, right? And you're in New York, one of the angriest cities in the world or in the United States, right? That's all I'm thinking in my head is that it just wants to flood and kill everybody, just take over everything.
Okay.
Right? That's the way I look at it. How do they know? How did they figure out that it's powering something? Like, is that another loophole or a missing piece?
I don't know. I'm not.
Because Egon's theory is that it's powering something or it's powering itself.
Okay.
Right? Egon's a smart man. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But again, how did he do that before he knows who Vigo is? How does he know what's happening? Like, they haven't even figured out that Vigo's a thing yet.
Well, I'm trying to remember, but they haven't they?
No, they haven't seen anything yet of Vigo.
Yeah, they must have. Because when they were looking into Dana, man, I know I just watched it this morning, but the timeline of scenes...
Because they don't realize it until, what's his name, Giannis tries to take Dana's baby.
No, because at that point, he does take the baby.
Yes, and that's when they know...
That leads to the final battle.
But I think that's when they realize that...
because there was... before
right.
that... Like, obviously, they go in, they take a bunch of pictures because they know something's up there at the museum.
Right.
They they develop all those photos, and the fire breaks out. So, one of the photos has Vigo's head, the river of slime underneath. Like, they already know that connection is there.
Did I miss that in the part here, then? I must have missed that.
Because, I'm getting confused now because...
I don't have that.
And then there's also the scene where they go down into the subway.
Right.
Where the three of them go walking. Which is another great scene. But...
I might be missing a few scenes.
So the scene where they're developing the pictures is before they go down into the subway. Because Egon looks at that picture and he doesn't know what it is. Ray's the only one who knows. It's like, I've seen that before. When you guys had me dangling. Yeah.
In the subway.
Which, okay, so in this scene, obviously we already briefly said how Vigo's got the power that he sets everything on fire. He locks the door, he traps, he's planning on killing them right there. Did you notice once Winston breaks down the door, there's a problem with his uniform?
No.
He was missing his patch. He's got his name, his Zeddemore patch on, but the Ghostbuster, the no ghost symbol, wasn't on his suit. So I don't know. Obviously, they must have had multiple suits for use for filming.
They removed it.
But why would it be removable?
Maybe they removed it after the fact?
Because he gets it again later.
Or maybe...
I don't know.
That could have been just a...
I just noticed. There was... It's like, where's the logo?
That could be a movie mishap. Where they had, like you said, they had multiple costumes and one of them
didn't have it or it fell off or some... I don't know.
But aren't they removable on the ones that you can get right now? No?
There's no need to change it.
Okay.
The names are Velcro.
Velcro, that's right. That's what's removable.
So okay, yeah. So there's that. Then, so do you have anything about when they go down to the train station?
That's what I'm trying
subway.
I'm trying to think because I only got like 3 pages left. I think I might not have that.
Okay.
I do not have that.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So first off, the three of them show up in their yellow rain jackets and their rubber pants and their boots. And they go to find Peter. So they're outside Peter's apartment. He happens to be there because he's getting ready to leave on his date. And it's funny because, they're trying to convince him. To them, they're so excited about it.
About the fact that they're back in action, yes.
There's slime, and Egon mentioned there's going to be large breeding of cockroaches. And, they're just, even Winston, he's just into it.
Yeah.
But Peter's never been into it. Peter's always been into just the money. So he's like, yeah. And obviously doesn't end up going. But they clearly didn't realize he was going on a date because they were shocked when they figured this all out. So after the train station, after they fall in the slime and climb out of the sewer, they track Peter down at the exact restaurant he's at. How did they know time, location, everything. Like, how did they know where he would be? New York is huge. We went to a lot of restaurants ourselves. How did they know?
But Peter's a creature of habit. So if
You
they
think?
know that he's going on a date, they probably know the main restaurant that he would take his dates.
Okay.
That's my theory. Or theory number 2, Egon's a genius. He probably has a tracker on him somewhere. Right? Let's be honest.
In his suit?
In his suit, somewhere in his wallet, who knows?
I don't know. I just thought.
But I'm gonna assume that Peter's probably a creature of habit. He does the same things over and over and over again.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my assumption. That's my assumption. But again, that's also another loophole in the movie that is not explained.
Okay.
Right? So it's a theory. I could be completely wrong, but you're right. It's
while the three of them are walking through on the train tracks.
Yep.
And they're playing with the echo. Great scene when the voice replies Winston.
Yes.
So funny. Because everybody got an echo. And he gets that Winston. Poor Winston. Because of the three of them, he's like the least involved, right? He, like he said in the first one, I'll do anything for a paycheck. Or I'll believe in anything for a paycheck.
Yeah.
So the fact that the ghosts are picking on him. Did you notice, so on that time where the heads all started showing up and they're all freaking out, did you notice the bad editing?
No.
Okay, so they all have their hard hats on. Okay, and it's going cut from this head to this head to that head. In one shot, Winston doesn't have his hard hat.
And then it comes back.
And then it comes right back when they turn to the next head.
Okay.
Which I don't, because we know coming right away when the train comes, he loses his hard hat, it falls off. So they did shoot scene without him wearing a hard hat. Right. So I wonder how the order of filming. Did they potentially film the heads and that train thing at the same time and he just forgot to put it back on? Maybe there was a reshoot, he forgot to put it back on where they added that extra scene in the middle of the head shot. Right.
Or maybe they did it on purpose.
There was a reason. Well, I don't know.
There's a lot of things that are in movies that don't make sense.
I also love that when the train goes through them and the two guys jump out of the way.
Yeah.
And then Egon's rambling off, and I didn't write down the whole speech. He says what the train is, where it's from, the date, the blah, blah, blah. Then he says, did you catch the number of that locomotive? Dude, you just said like 8 different facts about it. You don't know it? Poor Wiz. Like, no. Must have missed it.
No. And that's the thing with Egon, too, is Egon has all these facts in his head, but then he has the stupidest questions when it comes to some of the certain things, right?
This scene is also the one, I believe the only time they say proton packs. Because Egon says we should go back and get our proton packs. But never said it in the first movie, and I believe it's the only time they've ever said it.
They never called it a proton pack in the first movie?
No, nuclear accelerator.
Right.
And other stuff like that. Nope, never a proton pack.
Probably because sales weren't going so high when it was called a nuclear. So I may have gone forward because this is now when Dana gets attacked at home.
Okay.
Is there another scene before that?
Attacked at home, the bathtub, or?
So it says, ghostly force invades Dana's apartment. Was that before the date or after the date?
If you're talking about the bathtub, that is way before. Because that predates her seeing Peter again, I think.
Yeah.
Because
I
Egon
must
and
have
Ray
missed
walk in.
a whole bunch of stuff at this point, because after that I have Vigo tests his power. So he basically possesses Ray through the painting. I might have all this out of order.
That was
way
back
before.
when they took the pictures.
Yeah. So I did have it, just it's named differently.
I don't know. I didn't write this for you.
I know. I'm sorry.
God.
Whatever. We'll skip all that. Janos kidnaps Oscar.
Okay, so funny when he kidnaps Oscar.
Yeah.
So in that scene, first off, being a parent, putting all the pillows around the baby. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah.
But the baby crawling out and going up to the ledge and opening the window and everything, and the ghost wasn't there yet.
Yep.
So did this baby legitimately climbed over all the pillows, up the wall? I don't know.
Well, because the baby isn't the baby like semi-possessed by Vigo at this point?
If it is, then why doesn't the baby just open the window and fly out to the museum? Like, if it had the ability to crawl up the wall,
wall,
open the window, walk, which he doesn't walk yet, walk over the ledge, why isn't it just going? Why does it need Janosch to come and grab him and put him in a stroller?
I guess you know what, that's true. That's
like,
true.
I don't know.
That is true.
So it must have just been then the baby just out for a stroll.
But again, it seems a little bit far-fetched. You're right, because now that I'm thinking about that, you're right, because it was Janosch was supposed to go and get the baby, and he's already doing all this shit before then.
Yeah.
And he's
so why stop now? If Vigo is controlling the baby to get out of the room,
why isn't he just getting the baby to let the fly to him?
Yeah. Do the thing.
Maybe he doesn't have enough control over the baby at this point. He just has some control of the baby. I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
But then the other thing that brings me to that is, so Oscar is down the ledge around the corner, kind of
the building.
Yeah. So Dana climbs out the window to start going out on the ledge, which is a pretty big ledge, so it looks safe. They also have a corner loft. Can you not go back inside to the living room where Louis and Janine were making out and open one of those windows right next to the baby?
I didn't even think of that. You're right. Yes.
Because when the camera pans out and we see it from the sky, we see the baby standing there. Dana's way down the way, and there's windows right here that are lit up to the living room where they were watching the movie or whatever. And he didn't open those windows. Just grab the baby right there. Why are you trying to grab him down this ledge? It'll be quicker to grab him the other way. Anyways, again, that was just something else I noticed.
More loopholes in the movie.
Okay, so what's the next scene you've got?
For me, I got the slime eruption across New York. Slime starts to burst out through the bathtubs and the street floors and the street, and then everybody starts all the ghosts start coming out, and everybody starts getting like paranoid, and they start fighting each other. They're getting aggravated at each other. Everybody's emotions are getting. It's like the slime is making them angry, making them upset, making them fight each other. It's just bad for everybody at this point. Now, another thing about the slime is that it's just, 50 feet underground? 100 feet underground? Why wasn't it making it worse before? Why does it have to be erupting into the city and into the sewer systems and everything for it to cause and wreak this kind of havoc?
I don't know.
Why did it take this long? Like, I get it. We've established a timeline, Christmas to New Year's, right? Why did it take the 5 days when it's already a massive river underneath the city it to erupt into the city to make them so angry and fight each other? Because it didn't touch anybody. It's just It's just erupting, right? Yeah. So it's not like they're covered in this ooze. It's just now above ground.
Right. Which leads me again back to when I said, what happens if you step on the ooze? Do the shoes become possessed like the stroller? Well, no, the woman's jacket did. The jacket never touched the ooze.
Yeah.
So now, do you have to touch the ooze or do you not? Do you just have to be in its presence? I don't understand.
But then, it just, the ooze isn't making sense for me now in this movie, now rewatching the movie, right? The slime does not make any sense other than, the real only effect it had was the stroller, Ghostbusters doing all their tests with the different sounds, the jacket, like you just said, the bathtub, and that's it.
Which looked like a Muppet.
And then one more, which we'll come to afterwards, but that's with the Ghostbusters. But there's really only 5, maybe 6 times the ooze has any effect on anything.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense for the movie.
It is a huge focal point, plot line of the movie that the ooze is doing everything and it's affected by everything
but it doesn't really do
anything
until it comes to a certain spot, right? Like certain plots, like you said, like we just said, it's now up and erupted into the city, and now everybody's emotions are anger and paranoia, and like it's just feeding off.
Are they, or is that just regular New York? Because
regular New York was in the whole movie. They were still like angry and bitter against each other. Or there was a lot of noise, but this escalated more when it came to light.
Like in this scene, so this is the point where all the ghosts are coming out. We see Cheech, the Titanic shows up, but it's not driving people to purge.
Yeah.
Like people are still acting normal, with the exception of when the Ghostbusters come out of the Ooze River and they started fighting. They they had to strip down to get out of the ooze. That was the only time we actually saw that the ooze was affecting people's personalities and emotions. But outside of that, I think it has.
You don't think it did when it came out?
No. Because, like I said, the woman stepped on it, but the woman didn't get pissed off. Her fur coat came alive.
Yeah.
And then ran away. It came out where she rolled over it with a stroller. Yeah. Again, was Dana all pissed off?
No.
Was the baby freaking out?
And that's what I mean. So
everything was fine.
The Ghostbusters got pissed off, like you just said, but nobody else.
Nobody else throughout the movie has been. The judge was already an a-hole.
Oh yeah,
so
that was
had
already
nothing to do with
that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, like all these tests that they did was emotions and all that other stuff to see what happens to the ooze.
The only thing, like in the courtroom, is that the anger caused the ooze to manifest
even more
ghosts, which ends up happening with all the different ghosts when the Ghostbusters are back and they're catching all the ghosts. Yeah, I don't know.
Was this second one have more ghosts than the first one?
I don't know, because we got a lot of like little clips of ghosts in the first one.
In the first one, yeah. It seems like at the end of the movie, like when the slime brings all the ghosts and stuff around, did they get more in the second one than the first one?
I don't know. In the first one, we saw a lot of the spectral orbs and
stuff like that. We didn't actually see ghosts.
They didn't show those ones, but I remember the taxi driver one.
The old lady in the library. Slimer. No, Slimer was in the second one.
Both?
Oh, both. That's right.
It was part 2 that had the jogger, right?
Yep.
Where Peter hits the trap and catches that guy. Which, fun fact, that actor, the jogger ghost, also played the Statue of Liberty in the practical shots, where like she's swinging her arm. That was him in there. He was also Skinny Scoleri.
Okay.
So yeah, he played three
ghosts
in this movie, which is
cool.
Interesting. Another interesting. So on this city scene where we're seeing all the ghosts, it's the same scene where we see the fur coat come alive.
Right.
We're outside a movie theater. Did you see the name of the movie playing?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I don't notice those little things.
I love those little things. Cannibal Girls.
What the frick is that?
Okay, so Cannibal Girls. I looked it up. It said starring Eugene Levy and another girl, Adrian something. So I looked it up. I was like, did you know Eugene Levy was supposed to be in the movie?
No, I did not.
He's in a deleted scene.
What is he supposed to be?
He's Louis Tully's brother, a doctor at the mental hospital. And there's a scene where him and Louis are having a conversation at a lunchroom about the ghosts. But yeah, that got cut. So seeing his name there, I just thought, oh, I wonder if they put that in because they cut his scenes just to give him something. But the movie released in 1973.
Oh, wow.
So maybe this was like an old theater like in Back to the Future that played old movies. So this movie, Cannibal Girls, is exactly that. Okay. It's a 70s movie about hot chicks that eat people. That is the premise. And yes, the trailer was bad. Horrible trailer. This movie, though, has a very fancy feature. Okay? And if you watch the trailer, which I recommend you do, it talks about a bell. Okay. So during the playing of the movie, a bell would ring to tell all viewers in the theater that a scary, gory, or sexual moment was coming up. Close your eyes or turn away if you don't like it.
Oh, really?
So every time the Cannibal Girls were either getting naked or killing somebody,
a bell would ring.
That you knew, you're like, okay. Like maybe you brought your children. Maybe you're just weak stomached.
Why are you bringing your children to a movie like that? What kind of parent are you?
Nothing else is playing. I don't know. Or because you can't find a babysitter and you want to see Cannibal Girls.
You just said it was 1973, so it's possible that they just brought the kids with them. The 70s were very ruthless.
So as far as I know, it's the only movie that had this little thing to denote.
Most scary movies have the music that you can hear, and that you know that something's coming. This one is just
deliberate
a bell. Fair. I love how you notice all these little things in these movies.
Okay.
I'm at New Year's Eve is approaching, and the moment of transition, Vigo prepares his rebirth ritual at this point. So we see that the baby's now in the museum.
Yes.
We see that Vigo is talking to Giannis saying, I need you to do this, and this guy again, bitch, doing everything that he needs to do to make Vigo happy, Vigo proud of him. And he still hasn't gotten anything from this guy. He's promised him all this stuff, get me the baby and I'll do this for you. He got him the baby, didn't give him anything yet.
Right.
So, how is this guy still under control and not, rioting, give me my stuff before I let you out?
Well, he made the deal, though, that Dana would be his, that he gets to have the girl. Because then Vigo says, she will be mother to me and wife to you.
Okay.
So that's what he wanted before he was possessed or whatever anyways. So
all right, I guess. I just
getting something.
I don't like. That's the one part I didn't like was the Vigo and Giannis.
We don't even know really if he was possessed and controlled or he just wanted the punani.
I'm going to go with the second one. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. So now they're going through the ritual, and the next scene is the idea of the Statue of Liberty comes up from Egon, right? That they put the slime on the Statue of Liberty. They do all this stuff. Now, again, here's where we come up with slime. I get it that they're safe. They're Ghostbusters, but they're touching the slime as they're putting it on the Statue of Liberty. How is it not affecting them?
Well, we know it doesn't affect them all the time because Egon was having sex with the slime as part of his experiments.
Right.
So we found out that obviously everything works out that way.
Yeah.
So touching it with your hand.
But if it touches your coat, it turns it into a ghost.
Yeah.
If you're covered in it, they fought each other because they were angry at each other.
Yeah.
If it touches a stroller, it makes it freaking walk away or roll away from you. So again, more of these loopholes that are in.
Maybe it's the quantity.
But they covered the entire Statue of Liberty in it.
Right, but maybe, so the jar that Egon was humping was small and disconnected from all the anger and
from
bad feelings of New York. It was secluded. It only felt his love. So it didn't affect him. They were in the River of Ooze, which is all over the city, which is absorbing a lot of the hatred.
Bad
so
energy,
maybe that affected that way.
Okay.
The Statue of Liberty, granted, they only had the 2 slime thrower packs.
Right.
And they covered this thing. I don't know where they got the rest of the slime. But again, it's secluded. It's out on the island, on Ellis Island, away from all the hate, maybe. So but again, it's just feeding off of the fun music.
The other thing is we both went to New York together.
Right.
We saw the Statue of Liberty.
If we haven't mentioned that before.
We haven't mentioned it. Those packs that they had with the ooze.
Yeah.
There wasn't
God,
enough,
I want one of those.
There's not enough slime to cover that giant statue.
I don't know how many gallons that would hold. Let's say 5 gallons because the tube is really not that big.
Exactly. But when you see the Statue of Liberty,
it's covered.
It's covered. So where did all this slime come from?
But then my other concern is it resistant to water? Because it walks through the ocean
to get to...
What would happen if... So it busts its feet off, we see.
Yeah.
Which, another thing, why did it only bust the soles? How come her ankle didn't just
bust off?
But anyways, jumps into the water and washes off of the slime. And now they're like...
Shit, we're stuck in the middle of the water.
What do we do now?
Yeah.
Great idea.
Great idea. Unless they had more slime in their back. Again, you're right. It doesn't make it...
And then what? Do they just shoot the slime on her head and then she's just got full neck mobility and the rest of her body's stuck?
Yeah. So, so many different things, so many loopholes in this whole situation. Like you just said, the water, everything. So,
and what if
it's a cool? Don't get me wrong. It was a cool scene. It was a
super cool, great
idea, cool atmosphere about it. The music was good that they used for it. It was very well done. But again, the water. Where did they get all the slime from? My
next question, though, is Ray's using the classic NES joystick controller.
Yeah.
Love it. Can't remember how many buttons that thing had.
The NES was only 2 buttons.
No, but on that big joystick, did it just have 2 as well, or was there more on there?
1989 would have been.
I don't remember.
Would have been an NES.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It was a joystick. It would have been probably A, B, and then the 2 turbo buttons. So maybe 4 buttons at the most.
So I remember playing NES whenever I played something that involved running, it was usually like A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B.
Yeah,
A, B.
yeah.
I didn't see Ray doing any of that.
No, he was not.
I would have loved to have seen him controlling the feet like those Olympic games.
Yeah. God, I hated those games so much. Thumb was sore just trying to
yeah,
get him
from sliding
because
across
we were
the
trying
two
to do it.
buttons. But maybe it had the turbo, actually, like you say, and he didn't have to click. It was just automatically cheat mode.
Yeah, because back in the day they had those, like the turbos. Now you don't have that anymore on the new consoles. They have like 19 buttons on the new consoles. So Statue of Liberty walks, so we get to that. So museum showdown, Ghostbusters enter the museum while Vigo is manifesting his physical form with the baby. And Oscar gets possessed at this point, and he's achieved temporary rebirth at this point. So,
he doesn't get fully possessed.
No, temporary.
Okay.
Temporary. It says temporary possession, temporary rebirth at this point is what I have. I don't know what I meant by that, but that's what I have. So Vigo overpowers the Ghostbusters and their technology. Like the proton packs aren't working. Nothing's working at this point because he's too powerful.
Okay, so you're jumping.
Am I jumping?
You're jumping. So he's got the baby, Dana's over there, whatever. And yeah, we can see his face starting to meld with Oscar. But the baby gets pulled away and then we see his face dissipate. Like he doesn't get fully absorbed into the baby. I can't remember who grabs it. If it's Dana or Peter that grabs the baby. But Peter ends up going to hide the baby behind a box and some tables. And then that's when Vigo now steps out of the painting, his full body version, and starts attacking the Ghostbusters and pushes them all down. They're all agonizing in pain. Heads over to Oscar. Okay, so do you have anything about that? Where he goes back to grab the baby?
No.
Okay, so he walks up to the giant box table. And in this scene, you'll probably have to go back because I'm sure you don't remember or you didn't notice. But they slide apart and reveals the baby. Okay. So as the box starts sliding, we get a crew member hand come in the shot like this. So when you're watching it, and it's the reveal of where Oscar was hiding. Yeah, on the left side, there's a hand, a crew member hand.
Okay. And this was on the Disney Plus.
This was on Disney Plus. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, he goes. Now he grabs the baby and he tries to do his thing again. Now, where are you?
I only got two more. Power of Love. So the crowd.
Oh, okay.
So everybody is now positive. Dana's love, the team's love. Everything is now overwhelming. The ooze is overwhelming Vigo at this point. Oscar is now freed from the rebirth, and they are now fighting Vigo and trying to destroy him at this point.
So also skipped Lewis Tully suiting up, catching the bus.
Right.
Funny.
Right.
Him and Janine, like when she was helping him suit up and everything. And so, did you like this Janine or part one Janine?
Part one Janine.
You like that
Janine?
Part
one Janine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She was more down to earth. I liked her more than the second one.
I like this Janine better because she's cartoon Jean. Because this came out shortly after the cartoon started and it was a huge hit. So they went with that red hair, whereas in the first one she had a very businessy
cut. Yes.
But they definitely skanked her up significantly. I was a little upset she was no longer into Egon in this because there was that romance budding in the first one, kind of. So, yeah. But I like this. And anyways.
I did like the cartoon.
Great show.
It was good.
Tully, once he's suited up, and he goes out to catch the bus, and the door opens up, and it's Slimer.
Yeah.
So Tully says, "You again." So what do you think he means? It's you again.
He's seen him before, hasn't he? Wasn't he?
So when did he see him? This was our first Slimer appearance in this movie. In the first movie, we got him in the hotel scene, which at the Selwick Hotel.
Right.
Where the Ghostbusters did all that damage.
Right, and then it attacks Peter.
Yeah. We never saw him again, I think, in the first one.
No, that was the only time we saw him. But they also never caught him at that one. Did they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they cleared,
they did.
They cleared the banquet hall. So he obviously got released when the thing blew up in the first one. Lewis Tully. That line. Now, I was looking, so I went and found deleted scenes.
Okay.
There was a deleted scene with Lewis and Slimer.
In the second one or the first
In
one?
the second one.
Okay.
So in the fire hall, he was trying on the clothes
Right.
and the proton pack, and then Slimer showed up, and he started to try to hit Slimer.
Okay.
And then, so that was his first time seeing it. And Janine walks into the room. He almost blasts her. He says something to her, and she's like, "Oh, him? Yeah, don't worry about him." Kind of like a nod to the cartoon where he lives with them in the fire hall. For whatever reason, they decided to scrap that whole scene. But they didn't change the line. Of when he recognized Slimer from the fire hall.
Again, now causing a loophole in the entire movie.
But yeah, it's funny too that he's outside there and he's spraying the Jello dome.
Yep.
And
he's just shooting at it, doing nothing. But again, now at this point, they're inside the museum and they're fighting Vigo, and they destroy the painting, which apparently erases Vigo.
Well, and it's weird though, because Vigo's this big bad, right?
Yeah.
And like we said, he's been controlling stuff from inside the painting.
Yeah.
And then he kicked their butts and pushed them up against the wall in the museum there. But he obviously hypnotizes Ray again to get the full transformation into Ray.
Yeah.
They end up beating him with 2 proton packs and 1 slime thrower. Let's.
But it wasn't just those 3 though. Hold on.
Well, no, I know
it was. But you're saying that it was just a proton pack and the slime thrower, but again, it was the emotions that played into his defeat.
Yeah. So the love and the singing and everything weakened him. But still, like, there are 4 Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And in the first movie, there were 4 streams that they ended up having to cross to destroy Gozer. In this one, the 2 streams hitting the painting and the slime thrower hitting Ray, which we already know the slime, what's it really doing?
Again, we don't know what it's doing because it's one of those things that, again, it's a plot hole in the actual movie that we don't know what it actually does other than the fact that it works on music, works on emotion, and stuff like that.
So technically, the only thing that actually defeated Vigo, besides all the love and caring, were the 2 proton ones.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Why didn't they shoot that painting a long time ago? What was the weight?
Maybe they didn't realize that it was the painting that was providing him all the power. But again, if it was you're right. If it was the painting, they should have shot it first before shooting him. Again, like, we've watched other supernatural, where there's a specific item that's associated with the ghost itself.
Right.
You'd think that would be the first thing that they would have went for, was the painting.
Right.
Not the actual ghost itself. Especially since they are Ghostbusters, they should know that would be...
And there was no salt?
No salt, no iron, no nothing. Like, it was just So,
but that's essentially the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's the end of the movie. That's
how
it ends.
We get that cartoony ending of the painting of the Ghostbusters with the baby, Dana and Oscar Mayer there.
Yeah, Oscar Mayer.
But and Tully's the big hero. He broke the Jello dome.
That's when he was cheering afterwards because he broke the dome.
That's the end of the movie. There was another deleted scene where the mayor's assistant shows up before the Ghostbusters got the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
And he's complaining about the dome and how he can break it down, and he's pounding on it, and he gets absorbed into it, and his shoes fall off.
Oh.
It was a weird scene.
So, and they deleted that one out of there completely. I wonder why. I wonder if they were... I wonder if they were just trying to make it more kid-friendly and that wasn't kid-friendly.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just bizarre. I was kind of glad that they didn't keep it in there. It was weird.
You know what? When it comes to Ghostbusters, no matter if it's the first one or the second one, I'm always excited to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's on almost all the time on TV, especially around October, Halloween time. You see it every day on TV, and I'm always putting it on that channel, even if it's like halfway through. So this one for me is like, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Only because it's one that I will rewatch all the time.
Okay.
Doesn't matter when it's on, doesn't matter what it's on. I would rewatch it every single time just because it is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, 9. Okay. Like I mentioned, lots of scenes I like, lots of good dialogue. There were a couple holes, a couple practical effect things that could have been cleaned up a little bit. Like, I get it, it's the 80s, but when you're using practical effects back in the 80s so much,
Yeah.
because you really had no choice. And don't get me wrong, I wish they used more practical effects now.
Yeah.
Be better at it. Understand you have to hide that string. You have to hide that piston, that balloon. You know exactly where these things are. Cover them up. So because of that, I will give it 8.5.
You could give it a 0.3, a
I'm
0.4.
going to give it an 8.5 Oscar Mayer wieners out of 10 Oscar Mayer wieners.
Poor kid. 8.5?
Yeah. The kid is also a twin. Did you know that? They shot with twins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think they did that a lot, though, back in the 80s.
Tons.
Because you got
labor laws and how long kids are allowed to be on set.
But because they did that with, like, obviously Full House. Like, anything that required children, it was mostly either identical twins or multiple
Movie
babies.
magic.
Multiple babies that kind of looked similar.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So,
anything else we want to talk about?
No, that's pretty much it for us today.
Okay.
Hope you guys enjoyed our live location at Roma's Palace. Happy New Year's again to everybody. This was our first New Year's one. We have many more, hopefully, for the new year.
Well, we don't have many more New Year's ones.
No,
We've
I'm talking about
one more
more
New Year one. So next week on our pre-watch, you're going to see what our second New Year's themed movie is going to be.
Right. I was talking more along the lines of more podcasts, more reviews coming up for the new year, not New Year movie.
Right, because if I recall correctly, you said it's going to be a new us, which
still look the same, still bald.
Wow. We had only done 5 episodes.
Shut up.
I don't think we need to reboot yet.
No reboot. Although there is quite a few movies on our list that I haven't watched yet. So
this is the problem.
This is the problem.
I don't know if we should scrap them or force them to watch them.
I might just watch them and then watch them again.
We are also going to, at some point, bring on some special guests.
Okay.
Have a third to join us. Yep. Besides just the two of us spewing our stupidity.
Yeah.
We're going to get a third person to join in with some stupidity spewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll spice things up every now and then. I've got nothing else to say.
I got nothing else to say. You guys, you've been great. Follow us on social media. We also have Instagram, YouTube, 2 Dudes, 1 VHS. Just hit us up, subscribe, like.
Do those things.
Do those things that we need.
Click things.
The thingies, the subscribe button, the shares, all that stuff. So just, hope you guys had a great New Year. And,
buy shirts. Hey, buy a shirt.
Shameless plug. Anyways, have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.